Father, work in me. Peace, 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 and blessings, Jasmine. I like to start this off how I start off all of my readings. I'm going to take my time. If you would like to tip me for this, that's fine. I'm going to honor some questions tonight for you. I think you have two questions for me. It can be general, and I'm also going to try to upload what I did for you before. So you can just keep that and keep this and tip me for my time for this. I appreciate it. Let's get into this. We're going to talk about what you need to do. Spend time alone and enjoy the moment. All right, this is going to be probably the last reading at my table with these cards because I'm moving to a bigger place. Spend time alone and enjoy the moment. You also have I am the author of my story and read an inspiring book. All these are going together. The reason why it's important for you to read an inspiring book, even if it's on YouTube, is because sometimes, Father, work in me. It's like when you watch a movie, you may miss something. Or sometime when you go to a restaurant, right, Jasmine, you want that best food. You want to eat the best food for your body. And when you listen to music, you want that song that you love. You want that song because you want to feed your brain good things, right? And when you read, you want to be reading good things because this is feeding you also. So you're fed with music, you're fed with communication with others, you're fed with all these things because you're intaking it. So this is saying to read an inspiring book so that you're fed with motivation and that you're inspiring. Because I told you before, you inspire others. So you have to read something, or maybe you have picked up something that is just putting you in a zone of knowing your worth and adding some tax to it. I have some videos if you would like to see some of the videos that I look at. Okay. We also have I am the author of my story. Okay, so let's talk about this, Jasmine. We're going to cover love. We're going to cover all of this. When it comes to love, how are you the author of your story? That's because you're the director of the movie, making decisions in your dreamland, making decisions by your assumptions and attracting it to you. When it comes to health, how are you the author of your story? When it comes to health, you're the author of your story because you shouldn't be complaining and attracting negative stuff to yourself. It's written, Father, work in me. Power is in the tongue. We made a replication of God who spoke, and when he spoke, something happened, something vibrated, and it made light come. So made in that replication, your talk, your speech vibrates things to yourself. So be speaking good health for yourself. All right. And in general, how are you the author of your story? Because you're not a tree. A tree is stuck. God is so good. He done made you a human being. A human being is able to live one way for 20 years, poor, and then one day switch it up. Next 20, rich. You can live rich for 20 years, make a decision, and in the next 20 years be poor. So a human being is able to edit their story based on their thoughts and assumptions. So that's how you the author of your story. You're not a tree. You're not a goose that gotta fly no matter how the weather is going because it's in you by nature. You're able to rewrite your story. I want you to know that and pay attention to that, okay? I am the author of my story. Okay? You have spend time alone and enjoy the moment. Now, why is this important? It's written, God said, commune on your own heart. I'll be there in the secret place of the stairs to meet you, to give you things, to give you signs. So this is why you have to spend time alone and enjoy the moments, live in the now. When you're alone, you'll hear that voice. You'll be so grateful for the little things that you have around you now. Some people want isolation, but that isolation still has them around people. They say they want peace, but that peace is surrounded by a television, or that peace is surrounded by doing a task. This is saying spend some time alone and enjoy the moment. Just enjoy just being. All right. read that inspiring book or keep paying attention to the book that you're reading. And I said I'll also send you some examples of what I'm personally reading. Okay. And you also are to be reminded that you are the author of your story. You got to pay attention to the seasons. Look at this. In the Bible, God chilling, having counsel, the devil come up and say, and God bragging about Job. Let that just be a metaphor for you. God bragging about Job. The devil going to interrupt and say, hey, why you keep bragging? Because God is like, yeah, I got one down there. God is like that about you. I got one down there named Jasmine. This is what she do. She's a great person. And the devil said, he only do that because you give him stuff. If you let me on him, now pay attention to this. If you let me on him, what does that mean to you? Jasmine, God has all power, even over the whack devil. If you let me on him, I have him curse you to your face. God said that will not happen. Go ahead. See, God's so smart. God already know. Also, look, to prove what I just said, the devil got no power. He said, go ahead, go. But you can do everything but kill. The devil got limits on what he can do to you. You can do everything but kill, Job. And God put Job through some hard things. Lost family, friends, lost his wife, lost his inheritance because his kid, people don't know this. That's a lot of kids. He had 7 kids. Let this just be a metaphor for the problems you got in your life sometimes, or the good things in your eyes. Sometimes you got to lose them for God to restore it all back. Those tribulations was maybe a month of Job's time. Never cursed God